The mountains of Siberia hold countless secrets. For many adventurers, they are the ultimate challenge. In August 1993, a group of 7 experienced hikers set out to conquer the Khamar-Daban range near Lake Baikal. Led by a highly respected instructor, Lyudmila Korovina, the group consisted of 6 ambitious teenagers eager to prove themselves. They were fit, they were prepared, and they were happy. This was supposed to be a journey of triumph, a standard trek through beautiful, unforgiving wilderness. But only one would return alive. What she witnessed on that mountain defying all explanation, and science itself. The first few days were ideal. The group made excellent time, navigating the dense pine forests as they pushed deeper into the range. Lyudmila, the instructor, was meticulous, guiding her charges with a firm hand and watchful eye. But Siberia's weather is famous for its deadly capriciousness. As they ascended, the sunny skies vanished, replaced by an ominous, low-hanging, overcast gloom. The air turned brutally cold. A light drizzle began, soaking through their layers. Yet they were a strong unit, their spirits bolstered by Lyudmila's confidence. They had no way of knowing they were marching directly into a phenomenon that would test the very limits of human sanity. Then, on August 5th, the horror began. The official reports state that a severe weather front hit, but the lone survivor's testimony describes something far more chilling. While walking along a flat, rocky path under weak daylight, the first hiker, 24-year-old Alexander Christen, suddenly collapsed. His body went rigid, convulsing violently. He began to bleed from his eyes and nose, screaming in agony. Lyudmila rushed to him, but she too immediately slumped. Panic, instant and total, seized the group. The witness, Valentina Utochenko, then just 17, described a scene that sounds closer to a purgatory ritual than a hiking accident. As Lyudmila lay dying, the others didn't just panic, they seemed to break. One hiker, Valentina's close friend, ran screaming into the woods, completely unhinged. Another froze, staring into the fog as blood poured from her face. Valentina watched, horrified, as 2 of the boys, usually strong and rational, began hitting their heads against stones and clawing at their own throats, seemingly possessed by an unseen torment. They weren't just fleeing a weather event. They were tearing themselves apart. Valentina, realizing everyone was lost or dying, took what she could, a tent, a small cooking pot, and she ran. She hid in the forest for days, listening to the agonizing noises in the distance until the mountain fell silent. She eventually found a river, followed it downstream, and was rescued by a passing boat on Lake Baikal days later. Her story was so outlandish that investigators initially doubted her sanity. But when search parties finally located the bodies, her testimony was confirmed. The positions, the injuries, everything she had said was true. The autopsies offered only cold comfort, edemas in the lungs and brain, consistent with hypothermia. But hypothermia alone cannot explain the speed of the madness, the bleeding, or the self-mutilation. So, what really happened on the Mountain of the Dead? Was it a sudden released form of nerve agent? A secret Soviet military weapon tested in the remote wilderness, accidentally killing civilians? Perhaps it was infrasound, a low-frequency noise capable of inducing panic, nausea, and internal organ damage generated by specific wind currents moving through the unique topography of the ridge? Or did they stumble upon something else, an ancient horror that the mountains will not share? The graves are silent, and the Khamar-Daban range, desolate and imposing under a perpetually gloomy sky, continues to guard its terrifying secret. The story of the 7 hikers remains one of the darkest, most disturbing unsolved mysteries in the history of wilderness exploration.